almost.
Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy, DJ, and I'm back with another episode of Off the Plizzant. This one here is going to be a banger tonight, man. Definitely going to be a banger, definitely going into this weekend, you know what I'm saying, on a high note. We definitely got one of the industry's best podcasters, and he's also a breeder as well. So don't sleep on that, man. Definitely don't sleep on that side of things. So we'll definitely dig into it tonight. But before we get further into it, now I gotta say what's up to my family, man. How y'all feeling? Family? Y'all good?
Everything good, bro.
Yes, sir. Glad to hear
Living life and loving life.
Okay, for sure.
Doing good.
I like that.
Excited for
I
the
don't know
weekend.
I don't know what band disappeared to again, but it looked like she didn't, went incognito. She back on mama mode, I guess.
Excited for the weekend.
Yes, sir. Not ready for
Y'all got a good weekend coming up.
Yeah, this weekend gonna be one of those, man. It's gonna be one of ones, man. I'm definitely thinking it's gonna be up there. I think some people flew in today. If I'm not mistaken, I think Wiz touched down today. I don't know who else came in, but I'm just looking forward to meeting those cats because they live on the other side of the planet, So we'll see how that is. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It'll be dope though. But before we get into this, man, let's go ahead and pay some of these bills that we got real quick and holler at these sponsors. Y'all make sure y'all I'm trying to find it at the same time. I'm doing like three things on my mind all over the place. But y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and check in with the sponsors. And y'all want to make sure y'all go ahead and get any drinks or anything that y'all need. Because like I said, y'all ain't gonna want to miss this show. Definitely gonna pick the guest mind. Get some info, as much info as I can out of him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not every day that he's the interviewee and not the interviewer. So y'all definitely tune back in with us. We're gonna run these commercials real quick. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a second. Wrong commercial. Shout out to Grey Rider Reptiles. One of the Which one of y'all did that? I didn't even do that. Somebody did that. Shout out to Grey Rider Reptiles, one of the leading shed testing brands in this hobby. As well as breeders of the ball python community, they have numerous tests ranging from the yellow belly morph to morphs like Sunset and are growing every day. If you're wanting to find out the genetics of your ball python, just send it in to Grey Rider Reptiles and they'll take care of it. Their website is www.shedtesting.com. Let them know that I sent you. Hey man, shout out to the unofficial sponsor of the channel, K Joseph. Rising B-list celebrity in this hobby, KG got that all-around great knowledge, and he's also a great guy. If y'all aren't in the Patreon, it's a problem. And as always, it ain't a project unless you put a bomb in it. Oh yeah, and make sure you send the link. Shout out to BNS Reptilia, distributor of coconut substrate The Chipper and their premium coconut substrate Cocoa to Go. BNS prides themselves on immaculate customer service and always putting their customers first. You can reach BNS Reptilia on Instagram for your substrate needs. Tell them that I referred you. And once again, thank you for being a sponsor, BNS. We appreciate you. I'm gonna have to make a smooth jazz section of the show where we just listen to jazz and we just vibe out. But man, Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about the beats, man. The music, bro, just take you there sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta kick it and just relax sometimes. But before we get further into the show, Banner stepped off for a second, so I'm gonna let B. You wanna actually let Brian run the comments tonight. Let's let he can get into the swing of things since he do got some stuff coming out soon. You know what I'm saying, on our guest network. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and let him get into the swing of things. B, you gonna do the honors?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, let me switch up the screen real quick. Go ahead. There you go. What's good? What's good, man? Appreciate you for tapping in. Dambala.
For sure.
Shauna was good. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. It's your AA round number 3. Y'all looking like y'all got the numbers together yet or no? Y'all still trying to figure it out?
You told me you're gonna teach us, and we gotta get.
I mean, anytime you see batter or balls, bro, you think 3. I don't know how they explain it. It just works for me. I know,
3 strikes you out.
Who number 2 is, you'll be good for sure. There you go. What's
3 strikes you out. What's up?
Vinny,
Vinny the man.
Yeah,
I met Vinny not too long ago. That's pretty cool.
Yes, sir. Y'all the same
what's
size.
up, Raj?
Y'all the same size. What's good? Mike Double Dipping, man. Appreciate you for tapping in with us again, Mike. Even though you backstage. What's good, Chris? What's good, Chris? Appreciate you for tapping in. 319 Reptiles, man. Y'all definitely make sure y'all following each other too if y'all not following none of these people. And man, Double Dipping. And make sure that y'all are definitely checking out or joining the channel, man. Definitely got that daily/weekly content going out. What's good, Fred? Appreciate you for tapping in, brother. I will see you at the show this weekend, man. Fred gonna be at that US art table, I'm pretty sure. Craig, what it do? What
up, Craig?
OT, what's good, man? Appreciate you for tapping in. Craig, he got some stuff for me, man. When he touch down, they will be doing live podcasting at the Reptile Expo this weekend. Him, Keys, Wiz, and Mike. I don't know how Mike gonna do it. He's a man of many hats, so we're gonna figure it out how he gonna and be doing the podcast thing, man. But he's the man of many hats. Oh, there she goes. She's back.
Well,
and her camera clear as hell. Ash, what it do? What it do, big brother?
Upgrade.
Man,
what up?
Appreciate you.
There you
go. There you go. He still ain't sent me that. He still ain't sent me that commercial that he said he was gonna work on. Why you gonna say time is money? I'm waiting on you to go ahead and send me that so I can go ahead and get you in the rotation, man.
I just figured out that's all the wait emojis.
Yeah, thanks. What's good, James?
What do, James?
Who else we got? Who else we got? Nikki. Y'all make sure y'all check out Nikki, man. They definitely got a couple of shows over there that they running that's pretty dope too. Bosa, what up? Appreciate you, Bosa. Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Always showing support, man, as always. AA round number 1. Who else you got?
All right, so he won. Batter up is 3.
AA round Ball to Paradise is number 2.
Yeah, got you. Makes sense. Got you.
Mofo, what it do? Appreciate you. Appreciate that. Oh, go ahead. Hold on. One more time, man. Show up that merch.
Dang.
There.
Oh, yeah.
Got that more forge on, man. Dope. Show love. We always got to show love to the community that shows love to us.
Let's see. Okay, here we got one.
Myself? Definitely had to tap in. I see somebody.
What up, DJ?
Oh, what's good? What's good?
Celebrity sighting.
I see. Celebrity sighting, man. You know what I'm saying? He brought his good leg out tonight, so what's good, sponsor? Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you, man. Hey, make sure y'all get y'all cocoa, but none other than BNS Reptilian, man.
Show. Get your cocoa.
There it is. There you go. Here you go with the nonsense. I'm really going to think that Will like glizzies way more than the average person. But I ain't gonna let it. I'm definitely not gonna let him live it down this weekend. I'm just gonna bring him a bag of hot dogs, bro. What's good, Blankets? What's good? Appreciate you for tapping in with me, bro. Appreciate you for sure. But yeah, man,
All right,
we got everybody for right now.
we are there.
Yes, sir. All right. Appreciate
If I
everybody for
forgot
tapping
one,
in.
I
Like us.
apologize. My
Yeah,
first time.
We'll catch y'all throughout the show. He did a good job for his first time, you know. But yeah, man. Before we get right into it, this man here, like I said, he wears many hats. I look at him as one of the top, you know what I'm saying, people, especially in the reptile hobby, as far as the podcasting goes. Like I said, I don't know too much about. I know he does have some banging projects, especially from what I've heard in the past, and you know, some people of status in the reptile hobby have gotten things from him before. So I know he definitely got some heat.
Right? Top 5.
Yeah. But I mean, I know the people that they've got some things from him before. And it's pretty dope. I feel like that's a little accolade. Especially us coming in around the time that we came in, and you're like, damn, I want to make that, but also I want to get one of the people that I'm buying from to actually buy some stuff for me. You know what I'm saying? I know it's like a little personal goal of mine. You know what I'm saying? So I know he feels great. That's pretty dope.
I can personally tell you, just watching his growth has been amazing and inspirational, to say the least.
Facts, man. So that's why I'm definitely glad that we finally got him on the show. But he is actually gracing us with his presence.
Because I reached out to him. You're welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. You don't know what's so crazy, bro? The first time I actually met him, I don't even think he even realized. Like, I don't even know how to explain the interaction, but we good now. Cause I had to let him know who I was. Like, bro, I follow you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You see people on the internet all the time. Yeah, like I'm like, damn, bro, I'm showing you love, but it's all good because we good now. Now we're on the same page. And he does not, after since that interaction, he does not forget who I am. And I definitely like sometimes you gotta make a lasting impression on people. So what's good, Charlie? Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Y'all make sure y'all follow. When I didn't follow, y'all make sure y'all get y'all share testing only through Charlie, bro. ShareTesting.com. The one and only Charlie, bro. He does it all, bro. We gotta get Charlie back on the show too, because I got some more questions for some new stuff that's coming out that I want to know some answers to. But before that, like I said, he didn't know who I was. And, I kind of felt some type of way when I first met him, and it's crazy because like I want to say it's like you don't want to walk up to him and just be like, hey bro, like you know what I'm saying, like I watch you all, like you don't want to seem like you fanning out. So I'm like, man, fuck that.
Oh, I do.
Bro,
if I want to introduce myself to somebody, that's what I do. I'll be like, I'm so and so.
I can't do it.
Like
I can't do it. I just feel like I sit there and walk around and then I'll let you be like,
man.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe it's different for me. Maybe because I live.
I know what you meant. I don't know. Like I'm kind of like on both. Like when I first met Wolfle at the show, he was just like, okay. I was like,
you know what I'm saying? It don't feel like I don't get it because they don't know you. Because they don't know you, but it's just like it's like damn, like bro, I feel like I know you because I watch you all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like,
you should know me.
Yeah, like I feel like you should know me, but it is what it is, man. Dylan called me a fangirl. Dylan called me, what else, man? Dylan called me a fangirl in the comments. It's all good, Dylan. Dylan, I fan out over you too, Dylan.
I'll introduce myself to people, and then you just kind of see where the vibe.
But better you.
And then if they're weird, then it's like, okay, I guess I'm weird. Like whatever, then. But like some people, it's smooth, it's all good, and it's just like I knew you was cool. Like I don't know. That's the risk you take.
Don't get me wrong. After that, everything been smooth sailing, man. I
that's for real
rock with this dude. I definitely rock with him, bro. And he's definitely
He's talking to you, DJ.
DJ is hard to forget, kind of like a bad retired stripper still performing past his time. That's wild. That's wild. It's all good though, Will, because I know you will never forget me, bro. Pause. Can you overthink about glizzies for some odd reason? I'm telling you, I think that's weird, but. Nonetheless, man, let's go ahead and bring. Yeah, wow. Let's bring our guest to the stage. Y'all give it up for this man. He's definitely one of the biggest to hit the stage on OTP for sure. Mike, Big Mike, not the little Mike, not the medium Mike, not the little Mike.
What's good, everybody? How y'all doing?
Appreciate it. What's good, brother? What's good? Appreciate
Good,
you,
man. I will tell y'all, man, I ain't had so much fun backstage in a minute, man. Y'all had me dying.
I just be trying, man. Just want everybody to be comfortable, bro. I definitely appreciate y'all. You should have just be clowning on me in the chat. That's crazy. It's like I'm just an entertainment factor for all these folks. It's all good though. Man, that's how you keep yourself relevant sometimes, you know? Gotta embarrass yourself in time to time for them. But how you feeling today, man?
Pretty good, man. Can't complain. Looking forward to this weekend.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. How everything been going as far as prepping and planning for the show?
Man, I think I was telling Jen from Cigar City Exoticz. I told her I got beef with everybody who done vended and they tell me how much work this was leading up to the show, man. I've been stretched, bro, like super stretched, but it's all gonna be worth it at the end of the day. I'm learning. This is my first time ever vending the show, period, right? And so not only am I vending the show for the first time, vending the Southeast Reptile Expo, a huge show, and podcasting. So definitely a lot of stuff to get ready for.
Yeah, bro. Wow. I'm kudos to you, bro, because I've vended before. I actually did the show last year.
Yeah.
Shout out to Keisha from Splash Pad. And I know it's gonna be a lot of people coming through them doors this time. Because the first time we thought it was a lot, but now, you know what I'm saying, with the publicity and everybody, you know, how it went the first time, and now it's like more people are hearing about it because, you know, all of us went out and, you know, told more people like, bro, y'all gotta come, and now we got a lot of people from around the world and or the nation or whatever coming out. It's gonna be dope, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely take my hats off to you because I know how hard the podcasting thing can be. Like, keeping your focus with that, especially how I seen how y'all was running it last year. I know you can probably change up some things so you can be able to, you know, bounce back and forth. But and actually being able to vend and be able to be interactive with your customers and gain that fan base, and especially with new people that might not know who you are and all that stuff. Right. I definitely say kudos to y'all because I know y'all gonna work it out, man. I know you'll work it out. Yeah,
we definitely changing the logistics a little bit. Gonna go live later in the day than what I did last time. And it's also gonna be shorter episodes on both days. Like last time, it was like 3 hours long. Since I'm vending, I ain't gonna have the bandwidth to do 3 hours. Like myself personally, podcasting for 3 hours. And so my portion of the show is gonna be shorter. But the homie Brian and the homie Ro, they're gonna be helping the podcast too. And like I know Ro, he gonna pull some chondro breeders, get some interviews in there. I know Brian gonna pull some folks. And so really I can work with them, you know what I'm saying? It's good, man. It's good to have good people rocking with you, man. So I'm super thankful for that. But work with them, and I got like no worries about the podcasting piece. And then obviously I got Takara there to help with logistics and stuff like that. And then on the vending side of things, I'm vending with a group of people. So it's me, is Jason from Ancestral Royal Pythons, is Justin Thomas from Armless Angels, and then Steven from Wettermorph Constrictors. So we got a end cap there.
Okay.
We got an end cap. And so when I'm not at the table vending, they already know about all my projects. I mean, we're working a lot of the same projects, like between four of us, like each one of us at least working like the same project. Like me and Jason might be the only one working like a certain thing, like Ultramel stuff. So me and Jason might be the only one working that. Me, and Justin, we working like Hypo DG Clown, Hypo Clown, all that good stuff. And so I got coverage when I walk away from the booth. Like I couldn't put it in no better hands than them gentlemen right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you definitely gotta step line up.
That's a damn good group of guys there for a setup.
That's a good group. That you're gonna be a party.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be like the block right there. You know what I'm saying? And like I already know like the amount of people that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know everybody, so it's gonna be like, what up? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be mad energy throughout the whole weekend, bro. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna try to catch a lot of it. I'm gonna try to catch a lot of footage. You know what I'm saying? You know, so some folks can actually see themselves and to, like, you know, to show out to, you know, the world and all that. But it's gonna be pretty dope, bro. It's gonna be a dope weekend.
Are you vending this weekend too?
No, I did not. I hit up Keisha. She didn't give me no word back, so I don't know if she was trying to do. I honestly don't have much right now. My season is starting late, which was kind of different for me. But normally my stuff, they either You know what I'm saying? They thought going back to back. But what up? But more so, I probably thought having like eggs and all that stuff hit the ground and thought take off running more so like March, April. You know what I'm saying? So probably the next go round, I got to hold Bob to his work. He said he gonna give me a table for my birthday. So the next show is closer to my birthday. So
Oh, nice.
yeah. So we'll definitely check that out then.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be a learning experience. It's gonna be a challenge, all that good stuff. But I think above all that, it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, that's the main thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Gotta have fun.
You got that Daytona vibe about it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're just excited to go and see people again, like, so it's cool.
Yeah, man. Everybody can be there, like y'all was saying.
I might have to just take this and just go, bro.
Might as well, bro.
YOLO, right? YOLO.
You might as well, man. It's gonna be a movie. Get your ticket, get your popcorn, all that.
Yeah. Like you gonna be kicking yourself in the butt when you like when we calling you, telling you, "Hey, bro, you really should have been here, bro." Like you real talk.
We're gonna group chat from the Airbnb.
Like real talk, bro. Like, and then that's the thing too. Like with the Airbnb situation, like everybody's Airbnb, from what I'm being told so far, is probably like within 5 to 10 minutes of each other, bro. So it's like you already know that's gonna be stupid dumb.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, it's gonna be stupid dumb.
And might have to wing it. Before we get too far, it seems like everybody in the chat knows you, but just introduce yourself to the people who come to our channel and don't know you.
Yeah, so my name is Mike, and we got two companies, Herp Collectors, that's the snake breeding side of things, and then in terms of social media content, podcasts, all that good stuff, basically all the media platforms and whatnot, we got Herp Collectors Network. And so up under Herp Collectors Network, currently we got 7 shows. So we got Clutch Conversations. That's the show that I've been doing the longest. Started about 3 years ago. 3 years ago in February, or in about a week or so. So Clutch Conversations. We also got Double Clutch with me and the homie Matt from Ebony and Ivory Reptiles. We got Conjure Corner, which comes on Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is hosted on alternating weeks by Jen Kate from Cigar City Exoticz and Ro from Rose Reptiles, Mr. Floppy himself. And then on Tuesdays, we got 2 shows on Tuesdays, right? And so they alternate weeks. So on one week, we got Retech Rundown hosted by G.I. Joe. So Joe Hull obviously is Retech focused. And then we also got The Moat hosted by Jess from House of the Spood, and it's primarily focused on spiders and other inverts and stuff like that. And then actually premiering tomorrow, we got Grow House hosted by Veronica from Ivy Plants, and she also is like one of the main people at Palm Street. So that's where a lot of people might know her from, but it's going to be a plant focused podcast, and then it also focuses on personal growth. So that should be a lot of fun, man. The plant community is really active, engaged community. So definitely looking forward to linking up with those folks, and hopefully we can bridge the worlds even more. Like I was telling somebody this one time, but like I kind of see it like a Venn diagram. Like you got like the reptiles and Exoticz folks, you got like the plant people, and it's that overlap, right? There's like a little gray filled in. So I want to grow that, and so that's what we're trying to do with Grow House. And then we got Morph Map, which starts March 2nd. It's gonna come on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays, every other Sunday, and it's hosted by the homie Brian, obviously from Heathen History, Tommy from Inky Clouds, and then also Will Morose from Royal Canadian Reptiles.
Study all. Yeah. You gotta line up. You gotta line up.
Different sides.
Say again.
What
I'm looking forward to Grow House.
Like Herp Collectors and the Herp Collectors Network. What made you come up with the different, like making them different entities?
So I always wanted to expand what we were doing as far as like what we're doing with Clutch Conversations. Like that was a goal from day one, but really one of the first steps was get Clutch Conversations established and really kind of learn the ropes, so to speak. Right. And so, like I said, the plan was always to grow. And then once we got to a certain stage, that's when I started looking into like, how can we expand out? But I didn't want to only focus on ball pythons. I wanted to hit other species because I don't want it to just be a reptile network. Is not a reptile network. Like you'll notice in our branding and stuff like that, we say redefining Exoticz media because we focusing on the whole Exoticz world, whether that's exotic pets, exotic plants, and everything that falls under those umbrellas. Under that umbrella. So we just wanted to have like some diversity in the content that we provide because when you look at it, like it's all linked, if that makes sense. And I feel like it's a lot of overlap. A lot of these communities overlap. A lot of people keep multiple species. You got folks that dabble in the plant world and all that. And so I just wanted to bring kind of that whole big movement together under one umbrella. And so as far as making them different entities, like I'm an accountant by trade. And so it was starting to get on my nerves, like having to account for everything under one entity. And so like
that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Appreciate you, Big L. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
I had to shout out Big L real quick because he definitely gifted out 5 of those memberships. So y'all make sure y'all checking out that daily vlog. Y'all check out all the behind the scenes that I got going on over here, man.
Big shout out, Big L.
Me personally, I'm really looking forward to the plant show because I'm a plant guy. So, like, even the fact that like that's even an option now as a podcast is that's awesome.
It is. It is. Plant, this is deep. Like when you was
about to say deep. I was about to say, tell me how did y'all even come with that whole idea though, Mike? Because I know you was doing. I feel like you were doing an expo at one point when they had the Palm Street thing going on, and like the next week I was hearing about Palm Street for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like after you did it, that's when I started really hearing about it. And then it's like now it's takeover. I'm even on there now, you know what I'm saying? And trying to get the whole, auction thing going and all that when I get some more stuff in. But just tell us how that whole process came to be.
Yeah, so Robin from Redline, big shout out to Redline. Robin put me on Palm Street, right? Like he told me about it. He said he had been talking with the folks and they was actually trying to get something put together for NARBC St. Louis, right? Because Palm Street, they started just strictly in the plant space. Then they ventured out to the crystals space, and then they started getting into animals. They started with more of the lizard community, and it's a good bit of lizard breeders, lizard sellers, whatever you want to call them, is making bank on Palm Street, and they wanted to expand more into the reptile market. So somehow, some way, they linked up with Robin. Robin like a triple OG, and so he got a lot of information about the reptile industry, a lot of connections, and so they started talking, and they were able to put together that event in St. Louis NARBC. And so basically, the way the event went, it was hosted by Joe and Ash from Theater Fascinations, and it was coordinated by a whole bunch of other folks behind the scene, Robin included, Jess from House of the Spood, myself, Brian Cusco, and a few others. Obviously, like Brian Potter was in it, Bob was in it, because not Bob Vu, but Bob with NARBC.
Yeah.
And so it was coordinated with that team, and that's how I ended up meeting Veronica. We talked that day. I introduced myself, told her what we was doing, this, that, and the third, and it was all love from there. And so we connected after the show and set up a date for her to come on the show and talk about Palm Street, to promote Palm Street. And like in those conversations, we got to talking about the podcasting space. She mentioned that she had interest in podcasting and she wanted to do it in the plant space. It wasn't a whole lot of plant podcasts. Like she said, she wasn't really aware of any. It's not a ton of plant podcasts out there that I'm aware of. But like I said, she said she had some interest in the space. My head always spinning in terms of like, what's a good idea for a dope show? And so that was already kind of in the back of my head. So I didn't jump on it right then, but I put some thought to it because I don't like to come to people with a half-ass idea. I like to come to people with a well-thought-out idea. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's not. It's good when I can come to them with like the well-thought-out thing, but sometimes I'll spend so much time thinking about stuff that a lot of time will go by, if that makes sense. Sometimes you get caught up in that paralysis of analysis type thing. But anyway, I waited till I got a basic idea for the show mapped out, reached out to her. We hopped on a Zoom meeting, talked about what I was thinking. She was all in, and so it's on now.
Yeah, that's
cool.
Dope. That's dope, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. I never thought that plants were so expensive.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I saw an auction on there one time, and I seen like it was a plant for like over 100. I'm like, bro, these are just plants, bro. Like people are really spending bank on plants.
Yeah, over 100. That's nothing. Like they get in like you get 4 figures, 5 figures. Like you get a comma in them numbers. Hey, but to be fair though, I'll put it to you just like she put it to us one time we was talking. Before I got in the snake community, I didn't know snakes could cost this much either.
Yeah,
that's real.
True.
That's real.
Amen.
You got into the whole snake thing around with COVID, right?
Yeah. COVID, baby. COVID
at the same time. Yes, sir. We in that COVID class. You already know.
I ain't even seen this, so
you said
I wear it with proud, man, because there's so many of us who are part of that COVID class, or should I say, were a part of that COVID class that's not in it no more. You know what I'm saying? I wear it with pride.
The real COVID survivors.
Right.
Real COVID survivors. You're right. Yo, we should definitely get shirts like that made, bro. We definitely gonna do that. So y'all heard that here first before y'all go and try to steal that.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Try to steal the idea, we're gonna throw you off the plank.
Hey, this man here, man, he's a man of many hats and many talents. Man.
So what actually motivated you into, or what started your adventure into the podcast world? Like, was it any specific situations? Like a lot of us started YouTube in general through Gershon.
Yeah. So you already answered the question. Gershon.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Gershon. Like that's the YouTube Yoda, as we call him. And y'all know he will push you to get on YouTube. Like I linked up with Gershon pretty early because I saw one of his YouTube videos, and at that time I was reaching out to anybody I could to ask questions, because that's just how I operate. Like I be hungry for knowledge, I be wanting to learn, I be wanting to make connections, like all that good stuff. And so Gershon had, I think it was a video about ultrasounding, and so I reached out to him and asked him about what ultrasound he used, and just started asking him questions about that kind of stuff. And after that, we started talking on a fairly regular basis. And then once I formed a company and said, hey, we're going to be doing this, he started encouraging me to get on YouTube. And I kind of procrastinated because at the time, getting on YouTube, that wasn't really my thing. Getting in front of people and talking, that wasn't really my thing. And so I kind of procrastinated. But at the same time, I recognize the value in putting your face out there, putting your brand out there, and so folks can associate the two. And I knew I was going to be getting into like decent projects, and I didn't want it to be a scenario where when I'm trying to sell a snake, nobody knows who I am, and if they ask the question, I don't have nothing to point them to for them to see that, hey, there is some credibility behind this name. And so I recognize the value in getting on YouTube. But I still didn't want to record no videos because at the time I didn't like editing. Now I like editing. It's kind of a love-hate relationship. Like I hate the process sometimes, but I love the process at the same time because I like the end product. But I decided to come out with a podcast, and a live podcast at that. That way I didn't have to do the editing. And so I told Gershon I was going to do that. But I still waited probably a good 2 or 3 months because I was dragging my feet. I was second guessing myself because being new in the industry, I'm like, who gonna want to hear from me? I don't know a ton right now, and people gonna be like, what the fuck is that dude podcasting for? But I got over that, and Gershon helped me get over that because, like I was saying, he was pushing me, and so ended up doing it. Did the first episode with Gershon, and now we're on episode 163 on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Congratulations.
Sure. Shout out to Gershon, man.
That's a stretch.
Definitely the YouTube Yoda.
That's
man.
wild.
I personally never been on his show, but just from watching, like Brandon been on there, you know what I'm saying, watching you been on there, and like a couple of other people that we know, I can definitely see how y'all had a lot of growth from the beginning to now, and like how comfortable y'all are now, just talking, just shooting the shit, just having conversations about, you know what I'm saying, what we love to do. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely kudos and hats off to him, and kudos to y'all, man, for like taking that in stride and growing with it. You know what I'm saying? Not just saying, all right, I can't do this no more, just giving up on it, man. Y'all definitely stick with it. Y'all definitely give people something to watch. You know what I'm saying? People give them something to actually look forward to within the hobby. So that's pretty dope on y'all, man. So definitely pat yourself on the back for that. For sure.
Yeah, kudos to y'all too, man. I love seeing all these podcasts out here because it's so many different voices. We can all be talking about the same exact thing, but everyone has their own unique perspective. Everyone got their own twist on stuff. Like some people may be like more funny than other people. Some people may be more serious. Just like everybody kind of got like their own mix. And the exact same person can go on 7 shows in 1 week. And it's not going to be the exact same episode. It might be a little bit of overlap just because it's that same person. But a lot of times people attack things from different angles. And so it brings something fresh, something new. And then on top of that, you get the vibe with your tribe, right? So the folks who fuck with you, going to fuck with you. The folks who not going to fuck with you, not going to fuck with you. You know what I mean?
That's real.
That's real. We definitely know that. Appreciate it. Hey, shout out to the chat for sticking with us. We have... Shout out to the chat for real. They definitely, they be rocking with us, man. And I definitely appreciate every last one of them, man. We all do for real, man. Like,
so through your adventure of the YouTube world and all that type of stuff, what side of the table do you like to be on? Do you like to be the person who can conduct the interviews because you know where you're leading to and you can maneuver, or do you like to be the person that's on the opposite side, able to sit back and just answer the questions?
Yeah, I'm a cheat on this answer, and I'm gonna say all of the above plus one more. I like the producing side of things too. I produce basically all the shows that's on the network. Like I do like behind the scenes type stuff, and I really enjoy that. Like I enjoy that a lot. Whether it's putting together the thumbnails, working with folks in terms of like topics and stuff like that. Putting together the intro songs, the intro videos, just like all that good stuff. Like I'm really enjoying that stuff.
That's tight.
So do you prefer one thing over the other though? I know you say you like edit. I remember you saying it on a podcast before. You really like doing the editing stuff because you can kind of like sit down, actually soak it. Because my thing is when it comes to editing, you're watching the same thing over and over and over again. And if I don't like something about it, it's like I tend to probably just cut something completely out when you probably shouldn't have because it kind of disrupts the flow of the show. So do you prefer one thing over the next, or is it all pretty much what lays out all the same for you? Like
if I had to choose one, I gotta go with hosting because like that's the OG piece of it. That's what started it all. So definitely gotta rock with hosting. Like I love the challenge of coming up with really good questions, organizing topics and segments, and just really I really love for a guest to say, I've never said this on anybody's podcast. Like that's like the ultimate reward for me. I love for people to say that because that makes me feel like I did something, like I pushed some button or asked the right question or whatever to get them to open up more. So I love when people open up.
That's really
Pause.
Hey. So I got a question for you. When you go about putting together a show idea and you put together your thoughts of how the show is going to run and how you kind of like want it to run, or vice versa, like how do show ideas come together and how do you choose the people to be involved?
So I book my shows like a few months in advance, like at least 2 months in advance. Because what that does for me is it allows me to organize my thinking. And so subconsciously, if I know I got a show with, I don't know, Canova coming up in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is, my mind already kind of working, like the wheels are already kind of twisting and turning about, all right, what I'm going to talk to Justin about when Justin comes on the show, right? And so that be happening subconsciously. And then as far as like my method for planning the shows is, all right, so I kind of have a general idea of the things I want to hit on. And so I'll start writing down like little notes, right? Just kind of brainstorming. Like I got like all this stuff right here for this Thursday. Like I always got a pad like that nearby. Yeah. And so I'm like jotting down notes and just kind of going through that. And then I'll review that stuff. And in reviewing that stuff, I generally see like a theme, right? And so that theme allows me to organize kind of what I want to talk about into buckets that would like apply to a segment. And that can get rolled up into like whatever that episode's title is going to be. And so I'll have a topic I want to talk about, and then I want to talk about general stuff. And that's really been kind of a evolution over the years in terms of like how I do it, but that's where I'm at with it right now.
So like, so how do you go about prepping a new show? Like, say for like a Tuesday show, you know, just that somebody else is hosting. Like, how do you go about the process of coming up with that idea and picking the people involved with that?
So it's probably hadn't been exactly the same for any show because it's different people, different topics, different whatever. So it hadn't been exactly the same. I usually rock with people that I got a good working relationship with, who I feel like we could work well together. And I also want the show that they're doing to be something in their wheelhouse, right? Like I'm not going to go to a person that has never touched a retic at all and don't even like retics and say, hey, can you be the retic rundown host? You know what I mean? As far as telling, or as far as like mapping out exactly what the show is going to look like, I don't necessarily map out exactly what the show is going to look like all myself. In fact, I don't do that at all myself. It's more of having conversations with the host or co-host in terms of what they want, because at the end of the day, what I really want to do is build a team and provide a platform for the team, but I want everyone else to fly, like do your thing. I don't want to be the guy saying, oh no, don't do it that way. I will offer feedback, definitely, for sure, but I don't want to handcuff nobody and say, oh, you got to do it the exact same way we do Clutch Conversations. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like what pulls the shows together is the branding aspect.
Nice.
That's real.
Nah, that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense.
I got a question. Okay. Well, go ahead. I actually asked. Go ahead.
What benefit does outside of just having people be able to see the host and all that type of stuff? What other benefit does actually joining the network altogether bring to people? So
is the whole teamwork aspect of it, right? When I first started in this, I don't want to say I was alone because I had people who supported, and of course Takar, she's been there like since day zero, you know what I mean? But having that team, I feel like that is a benefit. You got people in your corner, you know, for sure, and everybody working together on the same mission, everybody trying to accomplish the same thing. So there's a teamwork dynamic. That's why we use the hexagons, right? Or that's why I use the hexagons in the branding, because of the symbolic nature of the hexagons, right? Because the hexagons represent balance, interconnectedness, and the strength that comes with working together in an organized way. And I feel like that perfectly sums up what Herp Collectors Network is all about. So there's the team aspect of it, and then there's also, like I've said this on a number of occasions, starting the show was really the best thing that I've done. Like I love the animals, obviously love the animals, but as far as like accelerating, how do I want to say this? As far as like getting my name out there, starting the show was like one of the best things that I've done, because I've met so many cool people through doing the show, whether they're people that's in the chat, whether they're guests that come on the show, whether it's other podcasters, and we got a respect for what each other do. You know what I'm saying? Like what have you? Starting the show has led to a ton of opportunities. And so just giving that opportunity to somebody else, and then also providing assistance. I feel like that's the value that it brings.
That's nice.
That's dope. Hold on, we got a quick highlighted question from shout out to Mofo, man. They said if Mike had to save one panel member from walking the plank, who would it be?
Man, Brian, of course, man, because we need him there for more map.
Hey, that was biased. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all. That was biased. Hey, he set it up. He set us up. He did set us up. But so
appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
So my question originally was, so what was the
I paid him in quails.
Man, them quails, bro. Like them quails is next level, man. Don't get us talk about this, man. We'll talk about this for 30 minutes.
It's on the way.
But what was your inspiration behind your logo? Like, what was the inspiration, and how did you come up with the whole logo? What was the process for that?
So I didn't personally come up with the logo. The way it worked is I worked with this company. It's called Stewart Design. Blake Stewart is the guy that owns the company, and I worked with Blake and his team. And when we first came out, we were called THC Exoticz, and so THC stood for the Herp Collectors. And we had like a dope logo, which I still got stickers from that I need to pass out. But we had a dope logo, and it was like some snakes, and it was like a weed plant, like it was that, right? Because of the play on THC and all that. Start thinking about it more and really thought through it in terms of what we wanted to do with the business, and quickly came to the realization that having that name wasn't going to be a name or a brand that would take us where we wanted to go. Like, I couldn't do something simple like let my daughter or my son wear a THC Exoticz shirt to school, or else I'm gonna be getting a phone call. You know what I mean? And so we decided to change it up, and that was pretty early on. THC Exoticz did not last for very long, like maybe a month or two, maybe 3. I don't remember the exact timeline, but anyway, saw Blake on Chris Eaton's show. He had a Leveling Up series several years back. This was like 2020-ish. And Blake was one of the guests, and he was talking about branding. So I hit Blake up. It's like, yo, what's good, man? Saw you on Chris Eaton's show and heard what you were saying about branding. I wanted to touch base with you because we want to rebrand. And so set up a Zoom call with him, and one of the guys on his team started talking about the process and how that would go. And so from there, we set up like a couple more Zoom calls, and we had like a sit down, right, for like an hour and a half, something like that, each meeting, talking about our goals, what we wanted to do, how we wanted to present ourselves, and the messaging and what was important to us, who our target audience was, like all these different things, and really went through the process half inch by half inch. And so from there, once they had organized all the data, they put together some recommendations, and then we started talking about colors and like what the different colors mean and stuff like that. And then from there, they went to the drawing board, designed a logo, and then came back and presented me the logo. And they presented the logo as well as like some example things you can do with the branding, like how it would look on like your vending table, how it would look on a billboard, how it would look on like one of them stand-up banners, like all that good stuff, how it would look on t-shirts, this, that, and the third. And it's funny because before they showed me the logo, they gave me this speech. That's
my sister, man. That's definitely my sister.
Pause. Before they gave me the logo, they gave me this speech. That was like, we tell everybody this. You might not like the logo at first when you first see it, but you got to think about what you want to accomplish and how what we've designed map to what you want to accomplish, and kind of view it through that lens and then have an opinion on it. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, because it wasn't cheap. On my mind, I'm like, oh shit, this is going to be something busted.
Yeah.
And then they whipped it out, and I just started smiling from ear to ear. I was like, that's it.
Pause. Big pause. Big pause. There's about to be all kind of pauses this weekend. I already see.
Yeah, they whipped it out from ear to ear.
Whipped it out, and I smiled.
They better had to go off. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, so they showed you the presentation.
You were excited. Now we can get from here.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And it's been on ever since then.
Dylan whipped it out, and that was it. Oh God, man. Sad story, man. Sad story. Oh God! Look, for those of y'all that don't get our humor, if y'all just tapping in, that's new to the show, we joke like this all the time, man. We always joke like this all the time. But yeah, so that's dope. That's dope, bro. Like the whole process, your process, like it was a really well thought out process, and you really, I think what a lot of people don't realize is, you know what I'm saying, you put the time in and you put the money in, and you know what I'm saying, you'll reap your rewards. You know what I'm saying, and I definitely see that because anytime I see anything that has your logo or your brand on there, it's always professional. You know what I'm saying? It definitely it's a testament to you. You know what I'm saying? It definitely shows the type of person that's over the network. It definitely represents you well, bro. So you definitely
I appreciate that, bro. Real talk.
Nah, for sure, bro. Like what you saying, I honestly thought you was in for a lot longer than I was in. Just from everything.
Me too.
And so with that, is it because I'm very competitive. I'm like a very competitive type person. So what you have in two different entities, do you feel like one of them pushes the other one? Like how do you balance that? Like do you feel like if your network is taking off and all that type of stuff, you have to make up for it in the snake part? Or do you feel like if the snake part's taking off, you gotta make up for it in the network? How do you balance the two?
Yeah, I don't really view them as competing entities. And to your point, like I'm competitive too, but since this is like this is really the same family, right? If that makes sense. And so I don't view them as competing entities. And let's face it, like with the animals, it's certain stuff you can't not do, right? You got to be on top of the husbandry. You got to clean. If you want to breed ball pythons, you actually got to breed. If you want to progress your projects, then you got to be making decisions, whether that's decisions on holdbacks, decisions on pairings, decisions on animal acquisitions that take your collection and move your collection forward. You always got to be thinking of the future. And so you have to do all that stuff. And then with the network, it's like a whole different side of things. I would say it's 50-50. Funny story. This was probably about 2 years ago. Shane from Small Town Exoticz was on the podcast, and he was talking about he was doing like all this social media stuff, and he had to ask himself, like, am I a snake breeder or am I a content creator?
Yeah, that's pretty much the question I was trying to.
Yeah, and Takara was laughing. We was talking about it afterwards, not laughing at Shane, but we was laughing at like our current situation. And she was like, which one are you? And at the time, like, I was standing on 10 toes. Oh, I'm a snake breeder. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the content, but I'm a snake breeder first. Now, if you ask me this question, it's like right there. You know what I mean? Like it's neck and neck. I am putting resources to both. Bandwidth obviously comes into play. And so now I got things that I'm working on to take some stuff off my plate. Because again, man, got a lot of good people around me. And so now I'm in a position to where I can take some things off my plate and they can do those things. And then I can just focus on other things because I want to keep that dynamic, the 50-50 piece of it, because I don't do a good job of posting a lot of snakes. Some of that's by design because I do be like keeping stuff on the low. Like Levant say, I put in the counter, under the counter and forget about it. But I could do a better job of posting some stuff. But I feel like I'm working some strong projects and having some dope ideas in that space. And so I don't ever want to let it go away. Then I got the carpet pythons. I should probably post them a lot more, and just got into, I don't want to say chondros because I only got one chondro, but now I got a chondro. And so that's a whole new learning experience. I actually got 2 copies of Greg's book. I got one right here on this desk and then one right next to my bed. So I'm trying to learn all I can in that space because that's kind of the next chapter of the Herp Collectors piece. I'm not saying I'm going to breed, but I definitely want to get into I definitely want to be a better chondro keeper and just learn in that space. And it's fun, man. Like me and Brian was laughing about earlier. I just started feeding some quail that I had got from Brian. Like we met like halfway between our cities, and man, my chondro smashed the quail, bro. Like smashed.
I might have found the cheat code right there. I might have found that cheat code.
Night and day feeding response.
It's crazy because my control was hit or miss with eating.
Yeah.
I tried the quail. Bam! Right on it, bro. Right on it. And now I can sit ASF with the quail and it smash that. If I just put an ASF in there regular, it still be like, oh, I don't know about that today, dog. I rub a little bit of quail on there, smash. Yep. And now I got the opposite problem. Like I gotta wait for that feeding response to turn off before I can like go into the enclosure because like it's looking for food. Actively looking for food.
The one's just staring at me every time I come up to the glass. Now it's just like, what's up? You got quail?
Yeah. What you got on my quail, homie?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's my quail.
So talking about the projects and the ball python side of things, so what was it that drew you in as far as like, you know, when you first initially got into it, like as far as the whole I gotta get the first snake. What was that combo like that got you into it?
The first thing to like really catch my eye was really the bright stuff and just the crazy looking stuff. So like anybody coming into the hobby or coming into the industry, really from the outside looking in, like stuff like Pied or super bright stuff, like all that stuff caught my attention early on. I was just because I was scrolling through Facebook and saw somebody feeding their reticulated python, and that made me think about my roommate at the time had 2 ball pythons, and at the time this was like 99. I ain't want nothing to do with no snakes, but I was cool with him having the snakes as long as he kept them over there in his room, and I ain't have to deal with no snakes. I was cool with that. But then, like I said, man, fast forward to 2020, I was watching a video, and that made me think about it, and so I started just looking into ball pythons more, and these ball pythons that I was seeing look way different than the snakes that he had, and so I just kind of started going down that rabbit hole. Before you know it, I was talking to Takara about it. I was talking to my son Mike about it, and before you know it, man, we bought a couple snakes. We brought 2 home at first, and then right after that we got 4 more, and then it's just snowballs. Yeah.
I think that's how it is for everybody.
Works with that. It's like if you can take care of 1, you can take care of 10.
Right.
And that's crazy. Like, so when you first got when you had first started getting them, did you feel overwhelmed a bit at first? Like being that like it's new, you know what I'm saying? We getting so many at one time, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that whole process, was that an overwhelming experience, or did you pretty much grab him by the reins and just, you know, pause and and just, you know, work through it? Like it wasn't that hard of a situation. Pause. It
wasn't too challenging for me, or at least not in my opinion. I did do a lot of research. Like I was watching video after video after video. I started talking to people, making connections with people. I would go to my local pet store that specialized in reptiles, like on a regular basis. And it was a couple folks that breed ball pythons that worked at the reptile store. And so I was tapping in with people early on. And so I was able to probably accelerate that learning process a little bit. And at first, we didn't have nowhere near the amount of snakes that we got now. And so it wasn't that hard. Like I quickly ended up getting like a rack system, because the first 2 snakes that we had them in this big old like tub with a bunch of hides and grass and skyscrapers and all this stuff in the in the enclosure. But we went to a rack system like pretty quick into the game. And then for me, as far as like the ease of care, it was even easier in the rack system. And so we just went from there. It wasn't too tough at the beginning, just because it wasn't a ton. In fact, I would say if anything, I was probably like I was doing way more then than I was doing now. And not in terms of like cleaning, but just in terms of record keeping. Like she pooped today. I changed the water today. I changed the substrate today. Like, I was writing down everything, bro. I had on brown socks when I did it.
Nice.
Hey, you ain't lying. Hey, you are not lying, bro. I think that's kind of like, I think that's back to like you just being excited about the whole process.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we can't be excited. We're not excited about it now, but we just realize some of those things you just don't have to record keep because it's like, okay,
early
stack
on,
of 5x7 cards in the first week all written up.
exactly.
It's like you want to do what everyone does, you know what I mean? So it's like, and then you just start to realize, all right, it's a little overkill. Like,
yeah,
you get the important stuff.
And I would argue it probably was some benefit to doing that at the beginning because writing that stuff down and like really, really like laser focusing on that stuff probably accelerated the learning process too.
Yeah, I can agree. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Because when you're in that mode, you're digging into every little crack, trying to find everything to learn everything.
And it helps you get an idea of like how often they shed or supposed to shed and poop and all that good stuff.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Basically like doing the science behind it, pretty much. I mean, pretty much giving you that routine. You know what I'm saying? That, like that'll help you identify what helps you basically learn the behavior pattern of your animals too. You know what I'm saying? Because you're looking at them more often. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like now, like you have so much. You go to the ones that you know when you're doing specific things with you breeding or you know what I'm saying, you're trying to make sure that female is eating as often as she should. You know, you got to check for bull wrapping and you got to all the extra. So now it's like you're pulling out specific to not saying you're ignoring the other ones, but you know that the other ones are still, you know, they doing their thing, but they are not the main focus right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's people sleep, bro. People really sleep on like the process, but I think that's the best. Yeah, I think that's the best part of the whole journey of it is the process. And you're learning every day as you go through it. And I think a lot of people lose sight of that, like when they just keep thinking about the money signs behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like we lose track of what got us into this in the first place. We want to make cool animals. We want to make different animals. We want to make animals that nobody has ever seen before. And a lot of people are so caught up in just making, you know what I'm saying, what the next man is making, or just let's say I'm trying to, I want to make that, but I'm gonna add this to this now. Like, okay, like let's have some real thought process behind it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people lose sight of all that, man. That's what makes it fun for real.
Or I see this snake listed for this much money. We need to make that right now.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I had like 2 projects that was based on that, and I don't even care for the projects no more because it's like I love animals, so I didn't get into it for that. But once I seen it, it did catch my eye. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say the money part didn't catch my eye, but then I started to really come back to like that's not what I'm here for. You know what I mean? So it definitely changed.
Yeah, you gotta have a love for this because the money part, like while there is money to be made, it's not for most people, it's not flip the switch on doing what you're doing and the money gonna be there. It's a long process, you know what I mean? And so it's gonna be years potentially where the money piece isn't there. And if you just in it for the money and the money's not there, like you're more likely to tap out. But if you actually like what you're doing, if you actually love what you're doing and you passionate about this and this drives you, then when shit is tough, the going get tough, the tough get going, and you can persevere through that to hopefully go to the other side, like to see, you know what I'm saying, like what's on the other side once you start getting to that level with your projects, that level with your branding, that level with your marketing, that level with your sales. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been to the mountaintop.
You could make money quickly but you would have to set yourself back by doing so because you would need to sell holdbacks.
100%. Or you can buy in big, and if you got heavy pockets, that might work for you. But if you don't, you kind of got to start from where you at.
Yeah. And so I mean, like you could make money quick, but you're going to be setting yourself back, you know, by selling your holdbacks that you need.
But I still think buying in big is catch-22 too, because it's like you can buy in big, but what if you buy in big on the wrong thing?
You could.
You never know.
That's why you need to go to the right people with big money.
Yeah, like you gotta tap in.
You can buy
shopping stuff,
and we all know there's a handful of people that we could go to that you know that would guide us in the right direction. I feel. I mean, I'm not going to name drop them, but we know.
Yeah, but say we buy Cosmos and we can't get them off. Like it's so many other Granite jeans that's out here that complement or can do basically the same thing, but you really can't get them off, or you can't produce enough projects with it to actually catch people's attention to sway them that way. So you can be out, and it could be a great jean too.
So I'm gonna ask a question here, a hot seat question. Why would you buy Cosmos when you can buy Malice?
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly.
Shout out to Ash.
Shout out to the homie Ash, man.
I know I wouldn't.
But that's what I'm saying. Big pockets does not mean you're guaranteed to succeed, because Cosmos costs 10 times Malice. You know what I mean? And just because you got it doesn't mean it's gonna do what you expect it to do.
Bro, I can promise you, if you buy into Cosmos, you're not losing your money anytime soon.
I kind of equivalent.
But you're not making it either.
Probably not.
True.
Probably
I kind of equivalent to like. I kind of equivalent to like.
anytime soon.
I equivalent to like, you know, when people be buying like higher end clothes, like they might think just because it's high end, it looks good, but that's not always the case. You know?
Yeah, I feel like, don't get me started on this. I mean, we had an old episode about this, but I feel like some projects are overhyped and inflated in the price, and it's just a dynamic that the market doesn't seem to necessarily address.
So let me ask you this. So when it comes to that, how do you address it in your opinion?
How do I address it? I mean, that's a how do I address it personally, or how does the industry?
How would the industry address? How, in your opinion, how do you think the industry should address it?
Okay, because I was going to say, me personally, I'm just not buying the project if I don't like it. I don't care how much it costs. So that's easy. That's easy. I don't know, man. Like Will was talking about this on the show a few weeks back, but I feel like it's a lot of push to just go double, triple, quad, quint, everything just for the sake of making double, triple, quad, quint. And me personally, I do work multi-recessive projects, but at the end of the day, I would rather take a longer route and work the codoms in there, right? Like, because nobody won't meat with no seasoning, and recessives kind of like the meat, codoms kind of like the seasoning, and I like seasoning on my food. But I would rather take a longer route, you know what I mean, to make animals that really look cool to me, and to get the coolest combos that I like. It necessitates having codoms in those projects for what I like, you know what I mean? And so, like, I feel like the industry does kind of need to get back to something costing a lot because it looks cool, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we want to make animals that look cool, and I feel like how good the animal looks should drive the price, not just because it's got X gene in it or that gene in it. You know what I'm saying? If that gene is garbage, or that gene looks the same in every single combo, or looks worse when you add additional stuff to it, then that gene shouldn't be super duper expensive. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't have like the longevity, it doesn't have, in my opinion, and it doesn't have the versatility. And to me, it's just like not a desirable gene. But because like certain genes are the genes that they are, and the market has said this is expensive, all of a sudden that project expensive, but you can take a gene that costs 1/10 of that and make animals that look 10 times better than that.
That's facts. Yeah. That's facts.
Man, I had a question.
How do you balance family with the business?
That's a great question, actually. And I probably can do a better job of that, being honest, because I do work a lot, both on my 9-to-5 job and this. So I definitely could do better in that space. And that's something I'm looking to improve upon. For example, the last few times that we done been out of town, it's always snake related, and I'm probably get in trouble at some point about that. And so I need to fix it before I do get in trouble about it. But we do, like me Takara and my son, like we work here together and do a lot, and I work to tap in with my daughter with the stuff that she doing and always be there, get ready to teach her how to drive. But I do think I need to carve out more family time, but that's part of why I'm trying to offload some of the things that I'm doing so I can have more time to focus on that. I definitely want to be successful in it, and success does come with some sacrifices. But I definitely want to do better in that space at the same time too.
Respect. I respect that.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we can.
Not enough hours in the day.
It's not, man. It's not.
It ain't.
And go Gators.
Oh yeah, go Gators. Who said that? oh, I don't know how I didn't mention that. We always watching football together in sports.
Oh yeah.
And movies and stuff like that. But we definitely need to take some trips.
Oh yeah. Trips are definitely well needed. The vacation definitely be worth it. Especially when you can just take time and just unwind with your family and just tap in with them to see how they've been doing, how things been going, and stuff like that, man. So I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah, every time we get a chance to have a family function, man, it's just like it's heaven, bro. Like no lie, it's a lot of fun. Like we had my mom birthday party a few months back. Like that was super dope. We rented out this space, had a pool, we was like grilling and all that good stuff, and we chilled. We had like a bit projection screen, and we was watching the game because we all Gator fans around here. We was watching the game, and we smoked them too. So it was good. I love hanging out with family like that. Just I don't know. I'm trying to say this and not have to say pause afterwards, but it really fills up my cup. That's about as unpaused as I can get.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
there it is.
You need that balance, right? Everything in life requires balance.
So when you come back from shows, right? Let's say you're doing.
I don't ever get away from mine.
Rarely.
You sound like you was hurt about that, but
No, I'm not. No, not at all. Actually, I'm pretty proud.
Oh.
Okay. You guys that know me, like both my kids they're both employed with the same company I work for now, so now they work for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's time though. That's time though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes that's needed though. You know what I'm saying? Because you still can connect with your kids in a way.
Yeah.
I don't have kids, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would long to hang out with my dad and do different things with my dad and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like that's definitely needed, bro. I kid.
Yeah, my son, that's my right hand man. He's 18 now. He actually in college now, and it's because I remember he was 6 months old trying to crawl up the stairs, and we had to go say, "No, you can't do that, bro." So I remember him being that little, and now like he a grown man in college, like it's crazy. And so it's a whole different relationship now. I ain't gonna say it's a peer-to-peer because it ain't never gonna be a peer-to-peer. Like I'm always Big Mike, you always Lil Mike. I'm always dad, you always son. You know what I mean? But it's a different type of relationship where we're talking about more adult type things. And so like that's a dynamic. That's something I didn't ever have in my life. And so I'm super glad that he has that in his life.
Oh yeah, same.
So I took accounting when I was in high school, and it was a lot of checks and balances and credits and debits and all of that type of stuff. Do you find that your actual work, like what you actually do as an occupation, helps what you do in everything else that you do in life?
So whether it's directly or indirectly. So the bookkeeping is a direct tie. I don't do accounting anymore. I haven't been doing it for a few years. Like I moved up to like a operations level now, and so like I still have the finance and accounting team like under me, but I'm not in the trenches every day as far as like the nitty gritty accounting. I still understand it. I still speak the language. It's one of those things you don't forget, but I just have a different role now. But yeah, like I was saying, the bookkeeping ties directly. The record keeping really ties directly, just because of what you just said, like the internal controls and stuff like that, the checks and balances. So all that stuff ties directly. And I find myself thinking about it with accountant / auditor internal control mindset. I find myself thinking about the business that way. And so it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it helps me from making certain errors. But if I make an error, I beat myself up about it. Like, I can't believe you did that. Like something small, like I get mad. It's just the accountant in me because I come from that background. My role now, I think, has prepared me more for this because a lot more of the things I'm doing as far as being in a leadership space, strategic planning, stuff like that, presentation skills, presentation in terms of like media presentation, like how documents look and stuff like that. I feel like that has been super helpful in this space.
Nice.
No, for sure. Because I've noticed like certain things that I do, certain apps that I use, I can relate it back to that. And it kind of helps too. I didn't go to school, college, nothing like that, but I did it for 2 years in high school. So like the budgeting aspect and just understanding this is what it's going to take me in the whole year to be able to manage this. It might be high, it might be low, but I'm looking at it around this. If I can't do this, then there's no purpose for me to even step into it. And that's how I normally get into everything I got coming up next.
Yeah, planning ahead is super helpful, bro. Because you can start thinking about things before they happen, so you can be more proactive as opposed to being reactive. You know what I'm saying? If it's something you do want to do, and you're like, dang man, the resources just don't align up. But then for me, that starts getting some different sets of wheels turning in terms of, all right, so how can I make this happen? You know what I'm saying? How can I hustle to get this? What do I have to offer? What can I bring to the table? Just how can I make it happen? I'm not saying that everything I set out to do always happen, but I definitely strive to make everything happen and more stuff happen than not, if that makes sense. Did you like accounting?
I loved it.
Oh, nice, bro.
Loved it. Like
you don't hear a lot of people that say that.
Yeah, I like that. I like everything about it. Only thing that I wish I would have did different is followed it. Like, because I actually did enjoy it. I feel like I got into it for the wrong reason though. I got into it because I didn't have any other classes to take. So it was just like, I need some classes. Let me take this. And like my mom and my grandparents, they own businesses.
Okay.
So I was always around that. But I ain't pay attention to them. Like I just grew up under it. So when I was an accountant, I understood it from their aspect, but then I was still young-minded, still wanted to do everything the people outside was doing. So I really wasn't taking it serious until I got older. And even talking to Will, like Will would send me some stuff, and it'll remind me of it. I just don't want to listen because like, dang, I should have been listening to that because I already knew that. So now I'm getting into the hang of actually taking people's advice to listen.
Gotcha. Yeah, it ain't too late, bro. It's a field where they always looking for people. If it's ever something you want to hop into, it's never too late, bro. They always looking for good people, especially if it's something that you like. Say again.
It's too late.
It's too late. Too late, dog.
It's too much thinking. It was a lot of thinking because what?
It's too much thinking.
It's
plumbing is a lot of thinking.
I was just about to say, just say it's the pipe money.
Listen, shit rolls downhill. That's plumbing. That's all you gotta know.
That's all. That's not all you gotta remember, though.
Shit rolls downhill. That's all you gotta remember.
That's how it happens in accounting too, man. Shit rolls downhill. Like you get something wrong here, then that's gonna feed here. It's gonna be wrong there. It's gonna be wrong there. It rolls downhill too. Same thing, man.
You gotta find it. With plumbing, I could just go and be like, all right, what did I do wrong? But with accounting, you can it can be months before you catch on to it. And it can mess up.
It should be if you got strong internal controls and you're doing reconciliation.
Yeah, I ain't got that.
It should be much. You're supposed to catch it.
Nah. I'm just stick with shit roll downhill with plumbing, man. Just give me a level. That's all I need is a level. I'm good.
So how did you and Matt actually like link up?
So how did we link
real
up?
Organic. Because it's real organic. Like when I see y'all on camera and stuff, it's real organic and y'all be feeding up. Like I was watching I want to say the most recent episode that y'all had a double clutch earlier today, and it's just the conversations flow very easy. You know what I'm saying, and the questions and just how y'all interact with each other. So how did y'all actually link up?
Yeah, man. Matt, that's the homie, man. The conversations that y'all see on Double Clutch is just really us having our normal phone conversations on top of a podcast background, because that's how we be all the time. I linked up with Matt pretty early in the game for me. He had posted a video of a snake he had caught from Ozzy, and it was like, at the time it was probably like a $8,000-$10,000 snake, like crazy, because this was in 2020 2021 ish. And so I hit him up because he posted that video. He had posted a video like from the parking lot of the hub, and he did a quick YouTube video. And so came across that because I think he had posted it in the bro group, and so he posted it there. And so once I watched the video, I was like, damn, that's a crazy snake. But it seemed like he on the same type of time I'm on in terms of investing in like these investment animals, right? And so I hit him up. It's like, yo, bro, saw your video. It was dope. I see that we're on the same type of time. He's like, oh, yeah. And so we just kind of started talking. And I guess one thing led to another. We kept talking. And I can't remember exactly the time frame for how all this happened or whatever, but I think he came on the show first before I bought like that group of animals from him. He came on the show early on. He was like one of the first episodes, definitely I think top 10 of the episodes that came on. And so obviously, like I was saying earlier, like the show is a good way to network. Y'all know as well as I know, because I feel like this is with every show. The real show is after you click end stream.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. That's the show.
Yeah. That's where backstage where a lot of the gems we drop. A lot.
Yeah. And so we linked up after the show or whatever, and then we just kind of stayed talking. I was looking to get in some Patreons, and so I was asking him advice in terms of like what Patreons he was on. That's when he pointed me to Will and Antoine's Patreon, and so I joined them 2 Patreons pretty early on. So we just kept talking, man, and then one day he decided he was gonna get out of hypo, because at the time he didn't think he wanted to work hypo, and so he had 3 females available, like a proven breeder female. There was a visual hypo, and then he had 2 other sub-adult hypo girls, and all of them had codoms in them and stuff. And plus he had a double head hypo clown clutch that he wasn't going to work anymore. And so I bought the whole group package, and he shipped it out to me shortly after that. And then after that, we just kept talking more and more. I was giving him updates on stuff. We was talking about projects. And when we would talk, he would always talk about his mentor, which was a guy named Justin Thomas. And I was like, man, I need to link up with Justin Thomas too, because I need a mentor too. I need a mentor in these streets. And he linked me up with Justin Thomas.
Navigating alone.
Right. He hooked me up with Justin Thomas. We started a group chat, and then Justin invited his uncle, which is Steven from Watermore Constrictors. And then like a few episodes later, again after the show, I'm talking with Jaffe, you know what I'm saying, and we like shooting the shit after the show. You know how I go down after the show, and we invited Jaffe to the group chat, and then we just all been linked up ever since.
That's dope. And it's crazy, like those names, those people, like, you know what I'm saying, like, even let's say even if they wasn't as big as they are now back then, it's like now it's like everybody's like pretty much on the same, I say same tier as far as like respect for each other, like how y'all all have respect for each other, man. It's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, a lot of respect for those dudes. And can't forget Jason from Ancestral Royal Pythons. We didn't, because Jason don't be on Facebook at all. I say Jason be on Facebook. He like, I got an account. But we added him to the group chat too a little bit later.
For sure.
And so now that's the group chat.
So what was the inspiration to start the Patreon?
We wanted a way to bring the community. We had a lot of folks rocking with us, saying they like what we do, and so we wanted a way to bring the community together so we could tap in with them on a more personal level. And so we decided to start the Patreon organized around the Double Clutch podcast, and it worked for both of us from a bandwidth perspective, because instead of all the responsibility lying on one person, we can split things, right? And so that's helpful too.
Yeah,
for sure. So, got a question. When you were featured, when your animal was featured on Clutch, what is it? Nova.
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix. Yeah. Yeah. When your animal was featured on there, did you know it was gonna be, or was it a surprise to you?
It was a surprise to me. Yeah. I'm actually glad they did it that way, but it was a surprise to me. They made
Did someone tell you about it, or did you just like? How did you find it?
They made their like normal Netflix posts, because they post about the Netflix and the Patreon as well, and so they made the normal Netflix post, and so I saw the title and I was like, he picked up a snake for me this year. I wonder if my snake on there. And so I clicked in the video, and then I didn't even watch the video at first, because I might even click on the video before the video was released, because it come out at like noon. This was like early that morning. I scrolled down to read the details, and I saw mine was on there. So I was like, hell yeah. And so then I just started sharing it everywhere, either like the link or screenshot, stuff like that. But that was pretty dope. I'm glad they did it that way, because I feel like that was a better experience by being surprised than if I expected it.
Yeah,
would have been thankful either way, but I like being surprised. It was pretty dope.
Without getting too deep, what are some projects you're looking forward to working?
My favorite project, so my big three is Hypo, DG, and Clown, and so I'm doing triples in that space and doubles in that space. So Hypo Clowns, Hypo DGs, DG Clowns. I think I said it all. And then obviously Hypo DG Clown combos. And then I'm working codoms into those projects. And I'm also working with allelic complexes too, because I think there's a lot of value in those. Just because really mathematically they've been bringing the same thing to the table as a visual recessive. It's just you can see it in the next generation.
Yeah, Brandon's big on that too.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, for sure.
And I love the spot nose complex stuff.
Yeah, spot nose.
Spot nose.
A good spot nose is nice. It's very valuable.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I like dark colored morphs, just in general.
So you got in with the bright stuff, and then as you were in, you switched over.
Yeah. I still like some bright stuff. Now I am still working some bright stuff, but my preference is the dark stuff, which is crazy. Like, because of what you just said, I got in with the bright stuff, and then you came to the dark side.
See, I did the opposite. I got in with the darker stuff. Now I'm switching over to the brighter orange stuff.
I have some bright stuff on the table this weekend, though.
Nice. Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Oh man, he should have hit people when they had tax money. Yeah, that's a little too early. We just got W-2 just coming back. You just not putting it in for the taxes, man. Yeah.
Hey, I do payment plans, bro. I'm flexible. I'm super flexible. I'm a whole yogi out here.
Yeah, gotta keep that in mind. So out of the recessive that's been dropping lately, or just the genes that's been dropping lately, is there anything that's been like, on your radar, or anything that you like thought about getting into, you still thinking about getting into or adding into your collection?
Yeah, if I were to jump into another recessive project that I'm not working, I would say puzzle for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of.
What about the puzzle that draws you into it?
I like the pattern. Like I love things that have a nice influence on the pattern, make crazy patterns and stuff like that. And so that's what draws me into it. And I love the way the hypo puzzle stuff look. I actually had a hypo puzzle girl here for probably about 5 months that I was holding on to for somebody. And I used to love opening to seeing that girl. She was just beautiful. But I really like what Puzzle does with the pattern and stuff.
Yeah.
As a brother, you didn't try to buy that off for him. Be like, hey man, you might well just stay here. You might as well.
Nah, he wouldn't have sold it, bro. I took pictures with her, like just.
So do you ultrasound?
Yeah.
All right. So how does your breeding procedure go? What you ultrasounding?
So as a general rule, I like to wait until the girl starts building on her own. And so I'll typically wait until they get to like that 10 to 12 millimeter follicle range before I start putting the male in. And that's because I want to maximize my male any given year. And so that's what I do as a general rule. However, it is some exceptions to that. Like if I got like a super OG male that's like 1,200 grams or something crazy, I might do a jump off pairing with that guy because I feel like he can handle it. And so I might throw him in the tub. Or if it's a male that I'm not using heavy that year and I ain't got to spread him across a bunch of girls, then I might do a jump off pairing with that. But as a general rule, I like to wait.
And then you do what, 3 pairings a year, or do you just do that one, then wait till they get to like 30?
I do whatever it takes, bro. Like if she building and I only got to do one pairing, then I only got to do one pairing. I did have a 1 pairing clutch last year, which was crazy. Like this girl just skyrocketed, and next thing you know, she was gravid, getting ready to drop. But I usually do probably, I would say about 3 tops, like 2 to 3, probably more 3 to 4. I ain't probably like more 3 to 4, I would say, on average, but closer to the 3 side of things.
Yeah, I just got an ultrasound, so I'm trying to figure out that, because when I wasn't ultrasounding, I was just throwing them in and just winging it. I don't know how to pay the nut. I see both men, it's raining outside, throw them in, like, let them go. And then look, no ovulation. All right, just keep doing it that way. And I think I missed a couple, so definitely having the ultrasound definitely does help, and I can definitely see the benefit in it.
It helps me too, because at the beginning, like I don't think I could feel follicles at all, right? And so having an ultrasound helped me be able to see what was going on. Yeah. Now I can kind of feel it a little bit now, more than I could, like let's say 3-4 years ago. I can feel it a lot more now, especially as they get bigger. Like I know that feel. I also know the look, like you know how like they get like that ridge back, if that makes sense. Like when they pretty far along, like I look at all that stuff now. Like even when I'm just flying through tubs, like just to make sure everything good to go, I'm still like visually seeing stuff and mentally taking notes, like, oh, you doing this, or oh, you look like that. And so I pay attention to all that stuff, but you just got to, because you got to know your animals, you got to know your girls, you got to know your males and how they're going to react to certain stuff. And so, so I like ultrasound too. That helps me.
I don't feel shit trying to palpitate ever, not once.
What ultrasound do you have?
For me?
Yeah.
The big back, the ancient, the damn god, the damn god of ultrasounds.
I got the fuck you there. That's what it's called. The fuck you there.
Okay.
Yes, it works pretty good. So
not me trying to put you on solo.
He got the Commodore 64.
I picked it up from Benny. It does everything.
That shit is ancient.
They used to use that on my grandma when she was pregnant.
Hey, it got a body on it with a vajayjay. So as soon as I seen that, I said, "Oh, this thing is legit."
Oh wow!
Hey, it get the job done,
man. It's crazy. So I got.
Hold on, you gotta wait for the dial up to finish.
It's still loading up, ready.
It's on right now. So the crazy thing is this. So if I use the actual gel, it works. But if I use coconut oil, it makes it even better. Like I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but it's like super clear, and I can actually see exactly what I'm looking at compared to
coconut oil. You said coconut oil.
Did it oil?
Nah, not Diddy.
That's a real Diddy-ish.
What made you even try that though? But what made you try that? What made you try that?
I was just being pressed, bro. Like I couldn't wait. So I was like, hey man, I need some jail. She was like, all right, come through. And I was like, all right. Then I couldn't get off working time or something. So I was just like, man, I went on Google, was like, what else could you use for instead of ultrasound stuff? And it said KY jelly. I'm not about to go in and buy KY jelly. I'm sorry. Like I'm not doing it. You're not catching me in that aisle. You gonna look like what? Oh, the jelly alligator. Like, nope, not doing it. So I was like, what's
like Diddy?
So when it said coconut oil, I was like, all right, we use coconut chips. You know what I mean? So apparently it can't be that far off. Yeah. So I was like, all right, let me look at the benefits. And then it also said it is pretty good for moisturizing if they got stuck shed and all that type of stuff. So it has more benefits than just this. So I was like, okay, so basically I just need something but slippery whatever, so I can ultrasound. So it turned out that thing worked. So I hit Vinny when I first seen it because I didn't know what I was looking at. And I was like, this eggs, what is this? And he was like, yeah, that's it. So then I just started like figuring stuff out. Like I know how to I can put an ID on this thing. So yeah, like Vinny. So he was telling me, Vinny was telling me he picked up the new one, and then he showed me some pictures from the new one, and he was like, it's good or whatever, but it's not the same. So
you got a snake room smelling like a beach.
How do you apply the coconut oil? Like, do you apply it to the snake or do you apply it to the probe?
I apply it to the snake.
Okay.
So because I don't know exactly where they're at, so when I was using the gel, I put the gel on the probe, and then by the time I find them, the probe's freaking dry. So it was like I don't know how much gel to use. So with the coconut oil, I just basically just spray it on both sides, and then
open the
probe, and it works.
You wipe it down when you're done.
Yeah, I just wipe it off. Yeah,
you doing her one hell of a service, my man. You doing her one hell of a service.
Just wipe them off.
That's not how it goes, man. That's not how it goes.
Hey, before say how you rub it on the really thick ones.
Hold on, man. Look, I'm about to give y'all a lesson on how I learn how to.
You're gonna definitely have to make a video, bro, for your YouTube on this coconut oil substitution. That's funny.
You got to have the video, bro.
That's funny as hell.
I'm gonna set up my other phone so I can see if I can. I'll be right back. Hold on.
All right, take your time, bro. That's crazy.
We got to get a video, bro.
That's crazy. Oh man, bro. That she's gonna say Brandon is a different type of cat, man. He definitely you learn something new every day, bro. You learn something new every day. I would have never thought about using coconut oil. That's just for the simple fact that like whatever the ultrasound, like with the gel, whatever it passes through.
Brandon's that dude that never stops surprising us.
Yeah, bro. That's I honestly, I'm curious to know now. Like, will that work for mine? Like I'm really curious now, bro. Like, I'm about to go get some coconut oil.
His camera's gonna click back.
It's gotta be cheaper than
He's gonna be like,
gotta be.
It's gotta be cheaper than the gel.
Yeah, I mean the gel not really expensive, but shit,
it makes sense.
It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because like he said, it does dry out by the time, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you learning it or whatever. It'll dry out by the time you figure out, oh well, these are follicles. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it don't always show up like that. That's pretty interesting. That's crazy. That's crazy. So those of y'all in the comments, or those of y'all watching, coconut oil might be a second option if you ever run out of gel.
Ultrasound hacks.
There it is. So
this is educational tonight.
Yeah, you learned it here first.
Facts. So what about that? Oh, so getting into the whole headspace of like the whole podcasting realm, right? What advice would you give up and coming people that are trying to get established into YouTube? Like we're looking at you as the Gershon of our time.
I would say be true to yourself. Like, be who you are, because that's going to be the thing that comes most natural to you. Like, if you're trying to be somebody else, you're trying to emulate somebody else and all that kind of stuff, at the very best, you're going to be the second best them. But if you stay true to yourself and be the best version of yourself, then I feel like you're truly winning. So that's first and foremost. Definitely build your network. Your network is your net worth. And so build your network. You never know what opportunities that can lead to in the future. And so it's always good to have people you can call on, people you can collab with, people that's really become part of your family. Like me, Keys, Wiz, we all got into this stuff at really basically the same time roundabout, you know what I mean? And so over the years, we've become family, you know what I mean? And they brought so many people and built like such a community, and I met people in the community and became like super cool with them too, you know what I'm saying? So the family is just growing. So networking is super important, is super powerful, and it's definitely very effective. I've seen it play out so many times to where having a strong network really paid dividends in the long run. So definitely build your network. Really get yourself like a real good mentality to say fuck the haters. Definitely you can't worry about people getting upset about what you doing, you know what I'm saying? Like you doing your thing. At the end of the day, if you doing this, most likely you doing this to be successful at doing it. No one really gets into the podcasting space and say, this happens every time I get on somebody else's podcast. It never happens when I'm on my podcast. I don't know what is going on with it, bro. Every time I get on somebody else's podcast. And it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. This only happens when I get on other people's podcasts. Give me 1 second.
You good, bro. You good. Definitely. He was dropping a bang. He was dropping some gems with that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not often that the guys that interview people get to be interviewed.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish the point real quick, and then I'm gonna mess with this camera. But what was I saying? Oh, you can't worry about other people. No one really gets into the podcast game that I know of to say, I want to fail. So obviously you get in it because you want to be successful, and don't let other people stand in your way of being successful just because whatever you doing got them feeling some type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that gatekeeping, all that other kind of stuff is time out for all that. Like I was saying at the beginning, man, is so much room out here for everybody to eat. Right now, reptile, in terms of people that keep reptiles in America, is like 4% of the population. That's small as hell. Is so much room to grow. And so as opposed to wanting to like keep all these things like up under your umbrella, and you don't want anyone else to be successful in something in a similar space as you should really be paving the way for folks and helping people, you know what I mean? Because the more voices that we got out here, like I was saying, people gonna vibe with their tribe, the more folks that we can pull into this. And that's what we want at the end of the day. If you're doing this to say, if you want to sell animals, you need people to sell animals too. And so why not make that pool bigger? Why not do things that contribute to making that pool bigger?
That's right.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, man.
Right.
4% of the population. That's wild.
So, Mike, I'm gonna let you fix the camera. I'm gonna have Brandon come to show us the ultrasound.
Yeah, I'm working on the camera now. Hey, put me backstage real quick. There.
Okay.
Brandon,
you just disappeared.
We're falling apart.
I gotta hold on. Let me get that. Hold on. I gotta put the camera on.
You good, bro? Take your time, bro. Take your time. So, B, what you most looking forward to this weekend, Brian?
To this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, just hanging out with everybody, dude. It's not often I get to hang out with the people I talk to every day. You know, or even just mess with in general in the industry. So I like going to these bigger shows because a lot of people are going to be there.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be. I think it's definitely gonna be a time. A time is definitely gonna be had, bro. Like I'm really just the laughs, the memories, just the jokes is really what I'm looking forward to the most. Cause I know it's gonna be jokes flying off the shelf left and right.
Yeah,
left
I
and
mean,
right and left.
the group we're staying with too is solid, so you know it's going to be a good time.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And it's Key's birthday, man. So y'all
And
definitely
it's
make sure
Key's birthday.
y'all
What?
tell
Let's
Keys happy
go.
birthday on the 14th. I think it's on Valentine's Day itself too. All right, I think Brandon back now.
That's when I'm rolling up.
On Friday?
Yeah, I just haven't figured out what time I'll be there yet. What time you checking into the B&B?
Well, the B&B ain't till we gonna check into a 4, but like I said, if you want to come early, like I said, I'm off.
I won't
I'm
be
off.
up there that early.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably be closer like to 7.
Okay, later on in the evening when shit really kicking off.
Yeah, I got a few things I got to do in the morning before I head out.
Yes.
It's like 7.5 hour drive.
Yeah, get that last minute preparations in.
I gotta get an oil change first thing in the morning.
Got you.
I could go take care of that like during the week, but I'm too fucking lazy.
Wait, Brandon, which one you giving a sound off of?
I'm gonna get a sound off of this one, and the other one's gonna be muted.
Okay.
I might have to do it the other way though, because I don't know if you're gonna be able to actually see.
Oh, we can see the screen. For those of y'all that are tapping in, Brandon is showing us how to use the ancient ultrasound machine. Evidently the machine has buttons on it that we were not aware of. He said it has a
this look like the same. This look like the same one Ray got.
Oh, it's old like that too?
I can tell you that it looks a lot less complicated than mine.
Hey, the other lesson too is have backup equipment. When I was on More Forward show, No Remorse, the same thing happened to me, which is weird because I don't understand why it happens. Because y'all remember at the show, I was streaming for hours and hours on this battery. It's not like a battery, it's what they call a dummy battery, and it plugs into the wall. I was streaming for hours with no issue. But when I was on their show, my battery pack, I guess it get too hot for whatever reason, and then it cut off. And so I bought a backup one that next day. So I'm back now.
Is that like a fail safe probably?
What I do?
I think so, yeah.
What did you just do?
All right.
He just squirted the
Hold on.
Turn the volume down on one of your cameras.
I gotta mute this one.
You good? I muted it. Just go ahead. Just talk.
You got that little bad boy oiled up.
What you do is
all right, Diddy Jr.
Look, you take the Diddy juice, squirt the snake, right? Just squirt right on there, just like so.
She used to that. She like that. Look how calm she is.
And then you just take your probe and you get on there, and you can see that's the gallbladder. Where is it? Where it go?
I agree. Totally agree. That's beautiful too.
Right there. See the gallbladder?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's happening? You hear me?
Yeah, right there. Leave it right there.
All right.
Oh. I know Mike is I think he's still doing a podcast. He was hoping to
find some.
Nice. That thing works better than my Caxon.
That's crazy.
And here's some follicles.
Yeah, I know Ray said he like his too.
That actually has
like
really
it get the job done.
All right, you see that?
It's the Diddy juice.
You really can't see it. That whole thing right there, that whole circle, that's a follicle. It's like she big.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You paired her? You paired her already?
Yeah, I'm pairing her now. Only thing is I just gotta figure out how to dial this part in to make it. There you go. See it?
Yeah.
Nice.
How do you
See how the big follicles?
How do you can you freeze it? Like how do you go about?
So it's a button right here. It just says freeze, and then you can freeze it right there. Oh, I didn't hit it.
I never knew the Commodore 64 made an ultrasound.
And then fuck you up. Fuck you up.
Bro, you might need a pedal for that, bro.
Nah, I don't. Because while I'm right there, hit freeze. All right. Nah, it's
I gotta admit, man, that picture's nice.
There. That. Freeze.
Which one you got, Brian? Contact?
All right.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
And then I can go to
5600 or whatever it is.
Hit set.
I prefer the contact because they got that mode where you can it got like the little video, the cinematography, like the cine loop. Now we rewinding it and stuff.
And go to the end.
I still ain't used that function yet. I heard about it.
Yeah, nah, it definitely, bro. It's definitely a lifesaver, bro. Like it makes it a lot easier to find the follicles.
Yeah, so basically it says right there it's 28 millimeter follicle right there, and then up here it says ID. I can go up there and I can type in whatever I want. Like so, I just type in what she is and do that type of stuff, and then I just take a picture on my phone so that I got a mental note of this exact screen in my phone. So in my phone, I got a whole separate like set of pictures that just says snake growth. And I got pictures from when I first started all the way up, and there's only snakes inside that whole folder. So I do that.
So let me ask you this: do you not enter since you have Husbandry Pro, right? Do you not enter that information in there? So it's kind of like giving you a chart because it gives you a chart of the growth, and you can see the growth throughout the year.
I just got this last week. I probably.
Oh no, that's cool. I'm just asking. Are you like
I don't really
start doing that?
I really find it easier just to have it in my phone because, like, even putting in the Husbandry Pro, I don't look at Husbandry Pro like I did when I first got it. So to me, it really doesn't really serve me a purpose like I thought it would. Yeah, I know this thing crazy, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Randy got that damn dinosaur age.
So what all are you tracking in Husbandry Pro?
In my Husbandry Pro, I pretty much track. I just track my animals, like what animals I have. That's the only thing I track in Husbandry Pro. Like I don't track the feeding. I don't track. I track when I first got them. I put the weight. I put what they eat. When I got them and who I got them from. That's pretty much what I track in Husbandry Pro.
Yeah, that's similar to me. I track all my animals in Husbandry Pro. I track who I got them from, what I paid for them, and I track the contacts associated with all that stuff as far as like acquiring animals, stuff like that. I also track follicle sizes in Husbandry Pro. I track pairings and I track copulations. Like if I even put an animal in if I even put a male in the tub, I'm going to put a pairing in there. And then if I see a lock, then I'll put a copulation. That way I at least know, hey, this male was in the tub. So if there's any like questions later on down the road, like what had happened, I can just refer to it. What else I track in there? I use that the incubator functionality, right? And so I do track when they lay, track how many eggs they got, and then I have a projected hatch date. And then I can use that incubator stuff because it do that countdown. I love that countdown.
Me too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Oh my god, I be looking at that shit.
I do that too. That
I be tuned into that shit like a crackhead.
Yeah, me too, bro.
I be tuned in, boy. I got 2 more days. 2 more days. And then I'm starting to look at the incubator to see if I see any pips. Man, look. It's real addictive. It's definitely addictive, bro. Like that's crazy.
I love that, bro. I love it, man. See, that's the screen I feel like I'm on the most.
No fact, but I track a lot of it though. Like I think I don't do like I mean, of course, like I ain't doing waters and hoops and all that, but I damn it, that's my database pretty much. Like I even like when I get to like selling people snakes and all that, like I just did that yesterday or whatever. I print out my sheet so they can kind of see the history of the snake and like how it's been eating for me, the consistency of it, how it just kind of puts people at ease to know, oh well, it just stay eating, like what I'm saying, and it kind of gives you the why behind everything that it's doing, and it kind, what I'm saying. For me, I use it as a tool to pretty much help like boost sales. You know what I'm saying? And you can see, oh
Yeah.
well, he takes care of his animals. He does this. He feeds regularly. I can see, what I'm saying, with how the animal looks in the body, like the body composition of the animal and all that stuff. It kind of correlates to the facts. And I don't know if that's the science in me, or what I'm saying, just having to have that, what I'm saying, that sheet or that paper trail per se. But I definitely like using it, bro. I definitely do. Like you said, with the copulations and the pairings and all that extra.
I need to get better at that.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly, it seems like it's time consuming to most, like until you get into a habit of using it. But I tend to realize, let's say if I don't remember something, and you ask me a question, and I would say, well, how was the follicle growth, or how, what I'm saying, what rate does she go at? I literally can pull up my chart right now and show you, what I'm saying, how she's been growing follicles or whatever. Like it shot from here and it shot up to this, what I'm saying? So I definitely made that a thing on my agenda to get more fluent and to to buckle down with using it more, being that I'm paying for it. Just like the ultrasound, like I had ultrasound for like two years now, like, and I just felt like I wasn't, for what I paid, I wasn't using it as much as I should have been. So like this year, I did ultrasound. That's what I'm saying. But this year now, I'm ultrasounding them like every week. You know what I'm saying? Just what I'm saying. Just and it's practice too. You know what I'm saying? But once you see what it looks like on the other females, and it's easier for you to find on the other females, then now I feel like I can use it now. I can teach somebody else how to use it if they want to use it, or what I'm saying, just help other people that might want their animals ultrasound, and I can kind of feel more comfortable with doing it and knowing I'm giving you the right information.
I use it, but I use it more as a more like a confirmation tool nowadays than anything, because we see bull wrapping, we see the heat seeking, we see them getting bigger, we see the behaviors of getting ready to lay eggs and stuff like that. So I more or less now just use it as okay, yeah, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I respect that. I had a female do the same thing. Like look, that pissed me off because she's damn near 2,000 plus grams, and I grew up from a hatchling, and she hasn't laid for me yet. But I was pairing her. She was showing all signs, flipped completely over, belly up. You know what I'm saying? Half her body up, the other half there, like all the signs, bro, and just didn't do nothing. Nothing.
See, I find myself taking notes when something doesn't go right. That's when I mark it down.
Yeah, so it's definitely a powerful tool, man. I definitely agree. Like once you get to that stage in your in your career with the whole thing, I definitely suggest either investing in one or definitely finding somebody that has one, because it'll make your breeding process go a lot smoother.
Yeah, I definitely like having. I call it peace of mind, but sometimes it's not peace of mind because I'm like, man, she ain't doing nothing. I really need this girl to go this year. But I definitely like at least knowing.
No, facts. I think that's all the God complex in it all. Like I just say that because we all creating stuff, but I think that like the knowing and just being able to control the variables is definitely something I feel like we all have in common. Like we want to be able to control it and know what's happening, so that way we can explain it and just get a better understanding of what the hell is going on and how we can maneuver and pivot. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely dope, bro.
So with that, all right, so say I didn't have a male already planned for her, and I was to open up the ultrasound, and I see she has some pretty big cell follicles, but I didn't have a male already planned for her. If you were in the same shoes, would you find a male? Find a male. Like, what do you do in that type of situation? Do you because I have I got a couple males that I want to use for projects, and the females are growing, but the male's not at size yet, and I don't just want to use them just because. I'm not pressed for just trying to create some animals. So I would take them and not use them this year, just wait till next year. Does that affect them next year?
It ain't gonna affect them next year, to my knowledge. Obviously, I'm not like a scientist or no shit like that. But me personally, like in that situation, like if I didn't have a male on deck or I didn't buy a male to put that would work in the projects, then I would just let her ride, because for what you just said, man, I don't want to just be producing just to be producing. If I'm producing, it's because it's something that I want from that clutch. I ain't gonna just put a mail in there just to put a mail in there for the sake of putting a mail in there.
And that's her first time being able to go. She may give you a bigger clutch next time by skipping that.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But so, man, all in all, Mike, like I said, I appreciate you for tapping in. We hit that 2-hour mark. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, didn't feel like 2 hours.
Yeah, man. Whenever we have organic conversation, it never does, bro. But definitely appreciate you coming up, bro. I definitely give you your flowers. Hopefully give you your flowers, bro. You definitely making strides. You definitely inspired me when it comes to doing all of this, you know what I'm saying, the whole podcasting realm, and just, you know what I'm saying, just trying to make my brand better than what it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely take that, and I definitely appreciate everything that you do for the hobby, bro. Just keep going, keep pushing for new heights, keep elevating yourself, bro, because it definitely does not go unnoticed. And I was gonna say, what if you before leaving here today, let everybody know where they can find you. But before you let us know where they can find you, for those that don't know, I mean we all know, but for those that don't know where they can find you, let them know where they can find you. And then before that, if you can leave us with anything today that could impact all of our lives in the future, what would you give us? What advice would you give us before we do?
So before we do the I'll start by saying this first before we get into any of that. First off, man, thank y'all for having me on y'all's platform. It really means a lot, man. I've enjoyed myself. Like I said, before I even got on the screen, I was backstage dying, man. Y'all had me rolling, man. So this has been a blast. It definitely hasn't felt like 2 hours. It's been a lot of fun. So I definitely appreciate y'all having me on, and definitely look forward to collaborating, doing some stuff again in the future. And of course, Brian and DJ, we'll see you this weekend, bro. Go on, make the trip, dog. Come on, B.
I told him to come on, bro.
Come on. That's a tough one. It's a female holiday this weekend.
Man, you only missed the shot you don't take.
Right.
Right. Hey.
As far as like leaving any advice, man, I would just say, this gonna sound like super cliche, but just be a good person, man. Just do things that make you proud to be the person that you are. People not gonna necessarily always agree with what you do, whether they're right, whether you're right, whether they're wrong, whether you're wrong. But at the end of the day, if you stay true to yourself, that's what's gonna matter, because you're the only person got to look at yourself in the mirror. So just be true to who you are, and stand 10 toes down on that. That would be my advice. 100%. If you know you're not doing stuff out there, if you know you're not out there doing things to hurt people, you're doing what you think is right, then that's all that matters at the end of the day. So just be a good fucking person. Like, that simple. As far as where you can find us, man, you can find us on Morph Market. Check the page out. We got some animals posted there. I want to say we'll have more posted after Bob's show, but hopefully that's not the case.
Help y'all sell out, man. Help y'all sell out.
Gotta get that chondro money.
I need that. I need some chondro change. You can find us on IG, 2 pages, Herp Collectors and Herp Collectors Network. So you can find us there. You can find us on Facebook. I'll keep it real with you. Our Facebook page is just what we post on our IG page that feed over to it, but you can definitely find us on Facebook, and you can share our stuff on Facebook when it's out there. You can find us on all major podcasting platforms, and that's not just Clutch Conversations. That's every show in the entire Herp Collectors Network catalog, streaming on major podcasting platforms. And then you can also check us out, clutchconversations.com. Gonna be dropping a blog in the near future. It'll probably be after the show, because I got the feeling I'm gonna have a lot to talk about, because all this is a new experience. I try to keep the blogs to like a 3-minute read, but this might be either a multi-parter or a little bit longer. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, something I learned from you today, and I'm gonna start doing this more with everyone that we have on. but I'm gonna start with you. One thing that I learned from you, from what you were saying, was when you first came in, you was kind of shy back, didn't really want to do too much. But then, as you was talking, you kept saying, "I reached out to this person when I needed this, and I seen they were doing this, and I reached out to this person." I really feel like that's important because a lot of times we don't reach out to people unless they're already in the circles that we're already in. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a very good point. You just gotta chuck it up and just reach out to people sometimes. You won't get, like Brian just said, you're gonna miss every shot you don't take. So I definitely take that, and I'm gonna definitely put that into the repertoire, start reaching out to people.
Yeah, man. My mama, Linda Gale, taught me a closed mouth don't get fed.
Yeah.
Facts. And with that, man, this is Off the Plank. Y'all make sure those of y'all that's joining in, hit replay gang or hashtag replay gang in the comments. Let me know what y'all took from tonight's episode, man. I do read the comments, and I definitely do reply, and I definitely appreciate the comments because they always let us know what we're doing is actually impacting the masses. And what is that one thing we took notes and gonna try. Yeah, man. Hey, don't forget that coconut oil. But definitely,
you think I'm not gonna try that?
Well, yeah, but definitely appreciate everybody that came out tonight. Next week's show, we will have. I just want to go ahead and let y'all know so y'all can be tapped in. Let me check this calendar real quick. Next Tuesday, we will have Dylan of Kaiju Constrictors on, man. So y'all definitely check that show out.
Shit.
Oh, nice.
Yes, sir. So that's gonna be a dope show as well.
That dude's elusive.
I ain't seen him in a minute. I was just about to say.
That guy's elusive.
So shout out to Banner. Banner been making it happen, and shout out to y'all too, because y'all been getting some of these guests on here too, man. These
I can only take
awesome
one
people.
credit for one on the schedule right now. I'm working. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
But
Yeah, shout out to Banner too, man. Big shout out.
Man. Big shout out to Banner, man. She definitely get out her
Yeah, that's my
shell, man.
bestie right there.
So you the only person whose name don't start with B.
Yeah. He the outcast.
That's crazy. I know.
He the outcast.
That's been our secret for the longest time. He never knew. That's why we give him so much shit.
That's why they're like a triangle. I'm outside of it. It's all good. But other than that, this is I Am DJ. Definitely tune into the vlogs. I'll be posting another vlog after this, you know what I'm saying, recapping some things. Y'all definitely tune into that members only channel. Y'all join the channel, man, so y'all can get them vlogs. Other than that, we are out. We will see y'all next week. Peace, love, and all the good jazz.